Right.
Smaller group this time.
I'll just not say it. How's that?
Greek. Greek life.
That is the sign.
That's what I
It's
thought.
not this. It's this way
Yeah.
because this is credit.
I was just making up asking for sorority.
Sorority. I think it would be just. Mountain. Okay, we are ready. So as you guys might not know, this presentation is going to be broadcast. We have 2 remote sites, and so if we might need to repeat the questions into the microphone so that they are clear on our remote site what the questions are. Okay? It's my pleasure. First, let me introduce myself. My name is John Bean. I'm the Director of Special Education here at the Colorado School for the Deaf and the Blind. And this breakout session, we have 2 speakers from Colorado College. Colorado College is a small liberal arts college located here in Colorado Springs. Just like CSDB, they are celebrating 140 years in existence. So we are similar age. And the first speaker that we have for you today from Colorado College is Sarah Rotuno. She has been with Colorado College for 7 years, and she's the Assistant Director for Residential Life. And I'll let her explain all about living at college and what that's like.
Excellent, thank you. Good morning, my name is Sarah. Like John said, I'm the Assistant Director for Residential Life at Colorado College, and I'm excited to have a chance to speak with you today. How many of you know what residence halls are? I ask that because most people call them dorms, so a lot of people wouldn't know what residence halls are. We call them residence halls because we believe that we've moved past the concept of dorms, which is just a place to sleep. And for us, residence halls gives students an opportunity to live with us and engage with their community and really make that a part of their college experience. At colleges, many institutions require a residential live-on requirement. So for Colorado College, we require students to live on campus in the residence halls for at least 3 years of their experience. Many colleges require just freshman students to live on campus, and some colleges don't require students to live on campus at all. While you're looking at colleges, if living on campus is important to you, you'll want to take a look at that and see what that requirement is for the schools that you are looking at for college as well. There's lots of different housing types on college campuses. At Colorado College, we have traditional residence halls. We have 3 of those. Those are large residence halls. For us, those house between 250 and 300 students. They're traditional in the sense that they have single, double, and triple rooms, and then community bathrooms within the corridor that the students share those bathrooms together. We also have small houses on our campus. That's pretty unique to CC, though many colleges offer housing that's between kind of the traditional style and the apartments. In our small houses, we offer a lot of themed housing, and so it gives students an opportunity to live together and focus on a theme in their living area. For us, we have different ones. We have one around arts for social change, so students doing different art to think about how they impact their community or influence their community. We also have one on global living, and we have an outdoor education special interest community as well for our students. We also have apartments on our campus. Many colleges will have apartments as well, sometimes for undergraduate students, sometimes for graduate students or families or married students who live on campus. For us, our apartments are for juniors and seniors in college, and they are very amazing apartments for us. We have 4-bedroom apartments that students live together with their friends in those apartments on our campus. So, one of the things that I think is most important about the residential experience is the opportunities to get involved. By living in the residence halls, students have an opportunity to get to know a new roommate, which will help them think about the values of another person who hasn't been in their family and may differ from them quite significantly. So being able to learn how to talk about conflict and address conflict, being able to have a friend right off the bat when you move into a college campus, somebody who can go to the dining hall with you and can connect with you. We offer a lot of programming in the dining halls, anywhere from cooking dinners in the residence halls, I'm sorry. Anywhere from cooking dinners together to being able to go to speakers together. This last year we did the chemistry of ice cream, where we had a couple chemistry professors come in and talk about why ice cream works the way that it does, and students got to make homemade ice cream in their residence hall, which was really neat. The student involvement theory talks about the first 6 weeks of a college experience really being very critical. So regardless of if you're living on campus or not, that first 6 weeks of college is the time where you should really think about what you're getting involved in, friendships you're making, and connections you're making. That first 6 weeks will really build upon the success for the remainder of your experience at college. Being on campus also gives easy access to resources for students. Residential facilities or dorms are on college campuses often provide easy access to the library, to tutoring resources, to the dining hall, and also there's a lot of different study rooms and lounges that give students an opportunity to get together and study together, to just be in community together, that really builds on the success of the opportunity of being involved in college. So with that, I'm going to pass the mic over to Greg to talk to you a little bit about involvement in athletics. At the end of the presentation, I do have up here some key floats. These we give out to our students so often at spring break, so that when they're going out boating or swimming or things for spring break, you can put your keys on these and they'll float in a pool and stuff like that, so they don't lose their residence hall room keys. So if you guys would like a keychain, help yourself at the end of our presentation.
Before we switch,
Yes.
I'm wondering if we open, since you have the
For
mic,
for questions?
any
Okay.
questions regarding residential
You got it.
Or living on
Sure.
At college campuses. Do any of you have questions regarding it? Yes. Kenneth.
About how many students live in each residence hall?
For us at Colorado College, it varies quite a bit. In our traditional residence halls, we have about 250 to 300 students. Those will be first year and sophomore students. And then we have a lot of small houses, and those range anywhere from 6 students in a house together all the way up to 60 students in a very large kind of a house that's been renovated into residence hall rooms. And we have about 250 students in our apartments. But that will vary on college campuses. There's definitely campuses. I used to work at a college that had 900 freshmen in a building together. So it really does vary a lot at different campuses.
And can you give like what average room size? I mean, are there usually 2 roommates, 3 roommates,
Yeah, I would.
1 roommate?
His question is, sorry, I forgot to repeat the question. What is kind of the average size? What would they expect? Most colleges will have double rooms for first-year students particularly. Those rooms will have a bed for each student, usually a twin bed, a desk for each student, a dresser for each student, and then usually a bookshelf and a closet, things like that, that students can share, or some schools will have one per student.
What's the average cost difference between, if you want a single, double, triple?
Yes. His question is, what's the cost difference? There is, in like a single, double, triple, there is a cost difference. I'm not remembering off the top of my head, but I think it's about $300 a semester at Colorado College. So I know a double is $3,300 a semester at Colorado College, and I think a single is $3,600 a semester, if I'm remembering correctly.
if they want to, they have different.
Her question was, are freshmen required to have a roommate? For us, students can request what they would like to have. So they can tell us that they would like to be in a single, but there's limited number of singles. So it's pretty random other than that. And then if you aren't able to get a single, you would be put in a double or a triple. So, good. All right. Should we transition? Thank you very much.
Thank you. So our next speaker is Greg Capel. Greg has been with Colorado College for 9 years. We'll just let these students come in.
We apologize for being late.
And for the students that just arrived, if you could have a seat. We are broadcasting this out remotely. So if we can just keep our line of sight so that people that are... Watch the interpreter.
Can you move?
No. Can you move, please? Haley. We're broadcasting this, so we can't move. Thank you. So Greg Capel has been with Colorado College for 9 years. He's the Associate Director of Athletics with CC.
John, thank you. As John mentioned, I work in the athletics department at Colorado College, and I'm so glad that Sarah, in her presentation, used the phrase "get involved." And if there's one phrase or if there are two words that I want you all to remember after you walk out of here, it's those two words: get involved. When you go to college, you are in class for no more than 15 or 16 hours in a week, which works out to be maybe an average of about 3 or a little bit more than 3 hours a day. So there's a lot more time to enhance your education by getting involved in other things on campus. Obviously, you have to spend some time studying for your classes, but there is also a lot of time to get involved in other ways to further your education on your campus. I want to talk about how to do that in the world of sports. Most college campuses will offer probably about 5 different ways for you to get involved in sports, in athletics, in sporting activities, and that kind of thing. The first way that comes to mind would be in varsity or intercollegiate athletics. And that's what you will see if you watch college sports on TV. You're watching varsity teams compete in intercollegiate athletics. Many schools will be smaller schools that will offer a smaller level of sports called Division III sports or non-scholarship sports. Many larger schools, such as the University of Colorado or Notre Dame or the University of Texas or various schools that you have heard of before, will offer what I would call big-time athletics or Division I sports. I don't want to be discouraging, but it can be very, very difficult for a high school student who is involved in high school athletics on the varsity level to participate in varsity college athletics. The chances are very, very small. Usually 1 in 20 to 1 in 30 high school athletes end up going on and playing in college. And so that's why we offer other levels of sporting activities for people to be involved in. Most schools have a whole layer of sports called club sports. And those are sports that are organized where you compete against athletes from other schools, but they're organized by the students and organized for the students, and can be just a lot of fun to participate in. At Colorado College, we offer club sports in ultimate frisbee, in rugby, in horse riding and equestrian. We have a skiing club. We have a bicycling club. We have a figure skating club. So there are a variety of different sports, and just about any sport in the sun can be offered at different colleges around the country. So if you're interested in something like that, that's one of the things that you want to look into. Okay? So that's kind of what club sports are. So that's the second way to get involved. The third way to get involved is called intramural sports. Intramural sports are going to be sports where you get together with friends that you know, maybe friends in your dorm or maybe friends in one of your classes, and form a team and compete against other students on your campus in a basketball league, for example, or in a soccer league, or softball, or volleyball, or flag football, or any one of a wide variety of activities that you can get involved in intramurals on your campus. At Colorado College, 75% of our students at Colorado College participate in some intramural sports. And they range from those big sports that I was talking about to other sports like intramural badminton and intramural ping pong. We have intramural dodgeball teams. So there's really a very wide variety of intramural sports that you can get involved in. So that's number 3. Number 4, many schools will have what I would call outdoor education or outdoor activities programs. At Colorado College, we have hiking, we have rock climbing. We have a rock climbing wall on our campus. There's also a lot of rock climbing students that get involved and go up into the mountains. We have, as I mentioned, ski clubs before. There are schools that I'm familiar with that have fishing clubs. There are schools that have various cycling activities that are available. So getting involved there, whether it's outdoor activities and engaging with other students who enjoy doing the same types of things that you do outdoors. It's something that as you know, being in Colorado, that we can really take advantage of here in our state. And then the 5th way that many students can stay involved, say you don't want to be involved in competitive activities, but you still want to stay healthy and you want to stay fit. Many schools will have a fitness center on their campus where you can get involved in weightlifting, you can get involved in cardiovascular fitness. We built a new fitness center at Colorado College where we have a weight room, we have a cardio room, we have racquetball courts, squash courts, as I mentioned before, we have a climbing wall. And not only is this a great way for our students to stay fit and stay healthy, but it's also a great way for our students to connect with other students. In the afternoons, lots of students will come in to get a workout in, particularly if it's not a very nice day outside, and people get a chance to meet other people and talk to other people and engage with them in the things that they feel like they really enjoy. Now, I'm talking about athletics because athletics is something that I've been involved with my whole life and is something that I feel very strongly about. But there are also plenty of other ways to get involved and to get engaged on a college campus. We talked about sports. There are also different musical groups that you can get involved with, whether it's vocal music or instrumental music, different bands and different choirs, theater, drama, dance, student government. If you enjoy politics, you can get engaged with your student government on campus. You can be involved in debate and debate teams, fraternities, sororities. If you enjoy writing and journalism and things like that, your school newspaper or a school magazine, there might be a school radio station or a school television station, or getting involved in community service and community engagement. So there are lots of different ways beyond sports to get involved. But like I said, you're in class for 15 or 16 hours a week. You're in a classroom for 3 hours or so a day. There's a lot more time. And like I said, if there's one thing to remember, get involved. Okay?
Questions? Yes.
Can students make their own clubs?
Yes. Yes, many times. The question was, can students create their own clubs? And at least at Colorado College, we have many situations like that, where a student or a group of students can get together and say, you know, we want to be involved. We all enjoy, knitting. for example. We want to create a knitting club. And many times that's exactly what happens, and students get together with shared enjoyment, a shared passion, and can do that. We had a group of students who about 5 years ago at Colorado College came to us and wanted to start a baseball club. And they got that started. The students got together, and that program is thriving, and we have a club baseball team at CC. So yes, students can create their own clubs.
Now, with that club baseball, do they play each other, or do they have other clubs?
With our club baseball team, it falls into that club sports category. So we play other schools with our club baseball team. Now, if you started a knitting club, I'm not sure if you would compete against other schools in a knitting club, but maybe you could. I'm not sure.
Yes, James.
Have you ever offered goal ball on either the intramural or club level?
We have not. We have not offered goal ball. We do have, every summer on our campus, we have some competition for the blind athletes games, and there's goal ball that takes place in our gym, but we don't offer it to our students right now.
I was wondering,
Yes, go ahead.
do you guys have a robotics team?
A robotics team. That's a good question. If we had something along those lines, it would not be a part of the athletics department. It would probably come out of our physics area. I don't know if we have a robotics team per se. I know that in our physics department, we have some classes related to robotics, but I don't know if they have competition in that area.
Yes.
Is there a way for the kids to earn money as officials in intramurals?
Oh, that's a good question. The question is there a way for students to earn money as officials in intramurals? And the answer to that question on probably just about every campus is yes. We have many students on our campus who work in our intramural area, not only as officials, but also as supervisors and scorekeepers and various other things surrounding our intramural games. And at most college campuses, you can get involved and make some money that way. If you enjoy a particular sport, let's say you're a volleyball fan, and you really know the sport of volleyball, you could get involved as a volleyball official or a soccer official with your school's intramural league. Bowling? Yes. There are probably a lot of schools that offer bowling tournaments, intramural bowling. There are even some schools that have varsity intercollegiate bowling programs, primarily for women. I'm not aware of very many bowling programs for men, but there is varsity intercollegiate bowling for women, but not at Colorado College.
And there's
What about dodgeball?
Dodgeball, yes. We have dodgeball on our campus as an intramural sport. I think there are a lot of schools that have that as an intramural sport. The best thing you can do if you're looking at different colleges, many times you can go to their website, go to the athletics page of their website, or maybe the recreation page of their website, and find the intramural page, and they will usually give you a list of all the intramural programs that school offers.
We have just a few more minutes left, and there's a bunch of you that weren't able to hear Sarah talk about residential life, which is living at college. So I'd open up any questions again for regarding residential life and living at college. Do you have any questions?
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. You said your college requires people to live in the residential halls for, I believe, the first 3 years. Do they make exceptions if, say, somebody's coming to your school who's gotten married between their senior year and going to college or something?
Yes, his question was, at Colorado College, we have the 3-year live-on requirement, so students live on campus through their junior year. Are there exceptions for students who have been married? There are. We do make exceptions for students who are over the age of 23, who are married, who have dependent children, or whose families live close to, within Colorado Springs, essentially. They are also welcome to live at home in those cases.
Any other questions about living in the dorms at college? Yes.
So, I understand some colleges have separate gender halls. And so does Colorado College have that? Or are they mixed dorm halls?
His question was, at Colorado College, do we have single-gendered halls or are they mixed-gendered? Most of our housing is what we call co-ed, which means men and women live on the same hallways together, but within their rooms, it is gender-specific. We do offer some female-only resident hall wings and one house that's all female, but we haven't had the demand to make an all-male community for the last 5 years, I think. 6 years ago was the last time we had an all-male community.
How many dorms? How much
does it cost?
Oh, how much does it cost
Per semester.
per semester?
How much does it cost for the dorms per semester? It does vary depending on if you live in a single, a double, or a triple, or apartments. For us, most common for a freshman is to live in a double, which is $3,300 a semester. And that does vary from institution. So most times that price is available on a college's website. His question is, what are the basic sizes of the dorms? You know, for a double, I'm not recalling the exact size, but essentially it's enough space to fit a twin bed for each student in the room, a desk, a small dresser for each student, and then there's usually a closet and a bookshelf for each student. So I'm trying to even think of if I could show you. I'm thinking, yeah, they're not very big. Most students aren't staying in their room for the majority of their time. They're there to sleep and study for the most part, occasionally socialize or watch a movie, but most students are spending time in their halls. Lots of lounge spaces, public TVs, computer labs, study rooms, things like that around campus as well. They are fairly small.
Okay, well, I want to thank Sarah and Greg for speaking with us about Colorado College and different aspects of living at college and participating in the college experience. I do believe they have some floating keychains.
Yes.
If anyone would like to take some of those with you, come up. And now if you could follow your guides to your next location. They might be just delayed a little bit, so please be quiet before you enter your next location. There is one group that will be